Howdy, everyone. It's Reese, aka Bearman Prime, on this August 22nd. Welcome back to my Read the Bible in a Year series. Thanks again for watching. God bless you all. Card in the top right hand corner for the rest of the playlist, and please hit the like button, subscribe button, and notification bell. I really do appreciate it. So today we're going to continue on in the book of Luke. We're going to jump over to chapter 18 today, where we left off, and we're going to talk about how God answers his people today, right? And also about being right with God. That's something that we probably have asked ourselves, how can I get right with God? How can I be right with God? Let's see what Jesus says about that today. Let's go to Luke 18 and start in verse 1. Then Jesus taught the followers that they should always pray and never lose hope. He used this story to teach them. Once there was a judge in a town. He did not care about God. He also did not care what people thought about him. In that same town, there was a woman whose husband had died. She came many times to this judge and said, "There is a man who is doing bad things to me. Give me my rights." But the judge did not want to help the woman. After a long time, the judge thought to himself, I don't care about God. I don't care what people think. But this woman is bothering me. If I give her what she wants, then she will leave me alone. But if I don't give her what she wants, she will bother me until I am sick. The Lord said, Listen, there is meaning in what the bad judge said. God's people shout to him night and day, and he will always give them what is right. He will not be slow to answer them. I tell you, God will help his people quickly. But when the Son of Man comes again, will he find people on earth who believe in him? Verse 9. There were some people who thought they were very good and looked down on everyone else. Jesus used this story to teach them. One time there was a Pharisee and a tax collector. One day they both went to the temple to pray. The Pharisee stood alone, away from the tax collector. When the Pharisee prayed, he said, "Oh God, I thank you that I am not as bad as other people. I am not like men who steal, cheat, or commit adultery. I thank you that I am better than this tax collector. I fast twice a week, and I give a tenth of everything I get." The tax collector stood alone too. But when he prayed, he would not even look up to heaven. He felt very humble before God. He said, "Oh God, have mercy on me. I am a sinner." I tell you, when this man finished his prayer and went home, he was right with God. But the Pharisee, who felt that he was better than others, was not right with God. People who make themselves important will be made humble, but those who make themselves humble will be made important. All right, so first part, pretty straightforward. God answers us. He answers his people. When we pray to God, he answers. Now, he answers in his own timing. Okay? So that's probably where a lot of people get frustrated is when they pray to God, they're expecting, almost instant results. They want God to answer their prayer now. But God doesn't work that way. God works things out in his way, in his time. Okay? And his way and his time are always perfect. They are always right, just like Jesus says. Okay? So that's something we need to keep in mind when we pray for things. We don't always get what we want right away. We don't get always what we need right away. But God will give us what we need when the time is right. And it will always be right. And then he asks the question, when the Son of Man comes again, will he find people on earth who believe in him? Okay, so an interesting question. When after the rapture has occurred and all those who have accepted God's grace are gathered up, and out of those left on earth, will there be any one of them who look to God and believe in him? We'll see. And then we talk about being right with God, and it's pretty straightforward here too. He uses the story of the Pharisee and the tax collector. The Pharisee is, really puffed up. He walks with his head held high. "Oh Lord, I thank you that I am better than all these sinners, that I am better than these people, and blah 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 blah. Then you have the tax collector, who is, a person who is reviled and hated in the Jewish community, and he humbles himself before the Lord. He looks down, won't even look up, and says, "Have mercy on me, God. I am a sinner." And that's the attitude that we should all be having. Just because we believe in God, just because we have accepted God's grace and that we are part of God's kingdom, does not make us better than everyone else at all. Okay? I am not better than you. You are not better than me. Person A on the street is not better than anyone else. None of that is true. Even when we have God's grace, we still do not deserve it, or anything else for that matter. So we must continue to humble ourselves before God. Okay? Because when we start getting puffed up, you know what that is? Pride. Pride is a sin. We start thinking that we know better, or that we are better than what we really are. Pride talking. That's sin. That's the devil. So be careful. Let yourself get too puffed up. All right? All right, that's all for today. We'll pick it up there tomorrow. Thank you again for joining me. I sure do appreciate it. I'll see y'all tomorrow.